Did you know that the New York City transit system is actually 3 systems combined into one? Here at the New York Transit Museum, you can actually see it in person. But how did that even come about in the first place?
There is the IRT, which is Interborough Rapid Transit. They operated streetcars and elevateds and then got into the subway game in 1904, so they built the first subway line. Then there was the BRT, Brooklyn Rapid Transit, which operated streetcars and elevateds in Brooklyn and parts of Queens, and they went into receivership and emerged in 1923 as the Brooklyn Manhattan Transportation Company, which is BMT. And then those two companies in the 19-teens entered into something called the dual contract. And what that was that those two companies agreed to expand rapid transit in New York City under the auspices of New York City. There is a map that shows the expansion. But operating a transportation system is always kind of a money-losing proposition. Both of these companies were not turning a profit, which is to be expected because it costs a lot of money to run a transit system. No matter where you are, no matter what the fare is, it was decided that the city would take control over the subway system. But before they did that, they started building their own subway lines in the 30s, and that's what is the IND system, independent system. So that was completely city-owned and operated. And then in 1940, there's something called Unification. It happens on paper, and that is when New York City agrees to take over the operations of the IRT and the BMT to make a unified system. That's all on paper. Physically unifying the system is still going on today. The first visible signs of it happen Queensboro Plaza. Queensboro Plaza is one of 2 places in New York City where you can walk directly across the platform from a former BMT service to a former IRT service. Former IRT services are all the trains that have numbers, so the 1 through 7, and the former BMT and IND services are the ones with letters. So at Queensboro Plaza, you can transfer from the 7 to the N or the W across the platform. That's only one place in revenue service where you can do that. The other place in our system that you can do that is here at the New York Transit Museum.
Stay curious, my friends, and hopefully on time.